How's it going, everyone? It's Daikin signing in here, and today we are going to be starting our character breakdown series where we take a critical look at each character toolsets so you can better understand how they work and if they are a character you want to invest into. Today, the first out of many characters we'll be looking at is Kaeya, the cavalry captain of the Knights of Favonius. Kaeya is a sword user that uses cryo element to deal damage to enemies. He pairs well with electro-based characters to deal additional damage to gain access to Superconduct, which lowers enemies' physical resistance. Kaeya's normal attack version of his ceremonial blade work ability can perform up to 5 consecutive strikes. This will deal physical damage to enemies, with the last hit teleporting behind enemies and blowing them away. This teleport can be good for getting behind smaller enemies with shields, as they cannot react to his movement in time. The charge version of ceremonial blade work will consume a bit of stamina as Kaeya unleashed 2 rapid slash attacks. Both the last hit of his normal and charge attacks are a great way to interrupt attacks of smaller enemies. To get the best effectiveness out of Kaeya's ceremonial blade work, you should dash cancel the last hit of the normal and charge attack to pick up for a juggle attempt on the enemy. Kaeya's elemental skill, Frost Gnaw, unleashes a frigid blast in a cone-shaped radius, dealing cryo damage to everything in his path. This elemental skill has a short cooldown. Kaeya's talent passive Cold-Blooded Strike will regenerate his HP based off of 15% of his attack with every hit of Frost Gnaw. This means that he'll regain HP based on the number of enemies he hit with this elemental skill as well. Through Kaeya's second talent passive, Heart of the Abyss, Frost Gnaw can also gain the ability to generate up to a max of 2 extra elemental particles if this ability freezes an enemy. To make the most out of Kaeya's second talent ability, you need to be fighting enemies near water, fighting hydro-based enemies, or have a hydro character within your party. Kaeya's elemental burst Glacial Waltz summons 3 icicles that revolve around him. These icicles will do cryo damage to enemies within their path for as long as the duration lasts. While Glacial Waltz is active, Kaeya is able to be swapped out to allow other characters to benefit from this cryo ability. Kaeya's final talent is Hidden Strength, which decreases all party members' sprinting stamina consumption by 20%. This is a great passive to have when building a team for exploring the world of Taviot. Through gaining additional copies of a character, you can gain access to an item called Stella Fortuna, which can enhance characters in various ways through their constellations. The first one, Excellent Blood, increases the crit rate of Kaeya's normal and charge attacks by 15% for enemies affected with cryo. Never-ending Performance will increase the duration of Kaeya's elemental burst, Glacial Waltz, for 2.5 seconds for each enemy it kills, up to a maximum of 15 seconds. If you are able to hit the duration limit, this will allow the skill to have a maximum of 23 seconds of uptime. Dance of Frost will increase the talent level of Kaeya's elemental skill, Frost Gnaw, by 3 levels. Frozen Kiss will give Kaeya a shield when his HP falls below 20%. This shield will absorb an equal to 30% of his max HP, otherwise lasting for 20 seconds. This shield will also absorb cryo damage with 250% efficiency. However, Frozen Kiss can only be activated once every 60 seconds. Frostbiting Embrace is much like Dance of Frost, this time increasing Kaeya's elemental burst, Glacial Waltz, by 3 levels. Lastly is Glacial Whirlwind, which will generate 1 icicle for Glacial Waltz and will regenerate 15 energy when cast. This means Kaeya will basically be refunded 1/4 of his elemental burst back for the next use. Also, the additional icicle will further increase his damage almost by 2 times. In the early stages of the game, when you're gearing Kaeya, Cool Steel will be your go-to weapon. This sword is easy to get duplicates of for the max rank of 5 refinements, allowing Kaeya to do 12% increased damage at refinement rank 1 and 24% at rank 5. If you happen to get Constellation 1 of Kaeya for the crit rate increase of 15% for enemies affected by cryo, then using Harbinger of Dawn for your weapon of choice is not a bad idea either, as this will increase your crit rate by an additional 14% at rank 1 refinement and 28% at rank 5, as long as you stay above 90% HP. For artifacts, to complement the Cool Steel weapon choice, you can use Exile Set to complement his natural high energy recharge through Ascensions, or just to have faster access to his elemental burst. This will also give everyone else in the party 2 energy every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. Or you can use Instructor Set to increase how much damage he will do through elemental reactions. Also, while buffing other party members' elemental mastery for a short period of time. If you're going to use Harbinger of Dawn, then complementing this weapon with a Berserker set will be in your best interest. This will give you an additional 12% crit rate and another increase of 24% if your HP falls below 70%. However, keep in mind, this will take off your weapon buff as you are below 90% HP, but is a good way to have a safety net of only losing 4% crit if you happen to take a big hit. On the other hand, because Kaeya can self-heal through his passives as we mentioned before, he can easily travel between the two HP percentages to keep a balance. Kaeya is my favorite character in Genshin Impact, so it felt only natural to make a beginner's breakdown of him first. Let me know down in the comments below if you will be using Kaeya or if you are already using him on one of your teams. As I stated before, this is the first out of many character breakdowns, so if you want to be part of this journey for when I break down your favorite character, as well as any other guides and news I will be covering, then don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when the next video goes live. As always, my name is Daikin, and I'll see you next time. Signing out.